My beloved child, there are things in life you cannot see with natural eyes, but your soul can feel the silent tremors of a battle that is taking place. This battle is not loud, not easily recognized, but its consequences are immense. What is approaching you is not simply a personal challenge, not merely a stumble that affects you alone. It is a strategic blow meant to echo across every life connected to you through love, through faith, and through the quiet expectations they've placed in your journey. I know you're tired. I know there were times you believed you were alone, that if you fell, it would only matter to you. But no, my child, you are not living just for yourself. Your life, every action, every choice, every step is carrying weight. There are people you do not even know are watching you, learning from you how to live, placing in you a quiet hope that says, if that one can still stand, then maybe I can survive. 2. You are a light in someone's night. And if that light goes out, darkness will come not just for you, but for the souls that need a beam of guidance. The enemy knows this very well. He never attacks you just for your sake. He does not desire an isolated fall. He always aims to cause a chain collapse, to spread suffering, to turn disappointment into cracks that fracture an entire community. And that is why I am speaking to you now. I am not calling you only because I love you, but because I love those who will be hurt if you fall. I am calling you, my child, not to condemn, but to redeem, to lift you before the strong wind breaks in. I want you to know that you matter not only in my eyes, but in the hidden workings of the lives around you. There are people who will never say it aloud, but they need your steadfastness. They need to see someone who chooses the light, even when the path is dark. They need to believe that trusting in the good is not futile, that someone still holds on to truth in the chaos of this world. And to them you are that proof. You are the evidence of a living faith, of a hope that does not collapse. If you lose your way, someone will lose their direction. If you give up, someone will lose their reason to continue. But if you stand firm, if you choose to hear my voice, if you decide to move forward in faith, then you will open a way of deliverance, not only for yourself, but for those who are silently walking behind you. You do not need to be perfect. I am not seeking someone without wounds. I am seeking a heart that knows how to return, how to obey, how to rise again from where it has fallen. I do not wait for you to be strong before I call you. I am calling you right now, while you are still weak, still unsure, still wavering, because I know what will happen if you delay. The enemy is crafting plans of destruction. He is not in a hurry, but he is cunning. He knows that if he makes you fall, he can reach many others. But I, too, have prepared a better plan, a plan not only to protect you, but to set free those whose lives are being shaped by yours. And that plan begins when you turn back to listen to me, when you choose once more to trust in my word and walk the path I have laid before you. My beloved child, do not underestimate your presence. Do not devalue your worth in the eyes of heaven. Even a small but genuine faith can move mountains. A heartfelt prayer can open the gates of heaven. A silent, right decision can shift the destiny of many souls. I have seen it happen. I have done it through those who once believed they were nothing. And today, I desire to do it through you. Remember that your presence in this life is no accident. You have been chosen, loved, and placed in a position of influence beyond what you can yet comprehend. What you do today will echo into tomorrow. And while the enemy works silently to destroy, I am working in the light. I am working through you to bring life. If you will allow me, do not be afraid. My child, you do not have to be strong on your own. I will go before you, walk beside you, and carry you when you are weary. But you must agree. You must choose to believe. You must open your heart to let my word enter. When you do, the rescue will begin not only for you, but for many others you would never expect. You are part of a story far greater than you imagine. And the wonder of it all is this: I have written this story with a victorious ending, yet I will not impose it upon you. I need you to step into your role. I need you to choose. Do not remain silent when your heart trembles at my words. Do not dismiss this invitation as a fleeting thought. This is the moment. This is the time. I am calling you, not just to save you, but through you, to save those you love. And I know, if you hear my voice, you will not turn away, for your soul has always belonged to me. My beloved child, pause and listen carefully, not with your ears, but with your heart, the depths where no noise of the world can drown out my voice. There are things happening around you now that you may not yet understand. There are struggles, inner battles, tiny fractures in your soul that you may have mistaken for the ordinary wear of life. But I speak truth to you. Not everything you encounter is random. Some are consequences of paths you once chose, roads that seemed harmless yet slowly drew you away from my light. My child, the enemy of your soul rarely appears clearly as a foe you can recognize with your eyes. He does not come with a menacing face or threatening darkness. He arrives in the guise of the ordinary, with a soothing voice of comfort, with seemingly harmless invitations, a little compromise, a little laziness, a slight exchange. He does not force you to abandon me. He simply leads you, step by step, away from the light, until one day, startled, you look around and no longer see me. He whispers soft words that cause your resolve to melt. It's okay. Just this once. Everyone does it. This isn't such a big deal. And you walk forward, crossing subtle boundaries, stepping over the lines of truth, conscience, and light. He is not in a hurry. He only needs you to veer slightly off the path I've laid for you, because he knows that even a slight deviation will eventually lead to consequences, as surely as any law of nature. And he waits not as one who acts, but as one who watches your downfall unfold from misguided steps. I do not speak these things to frighten you. I do not use threats, but I long for you to awaken. I want you to understand that discouragement rarely comes in a sudden storm, but often begins in quiet missteps. Great loss is not usually born from one drastic mistake, but from a long chain of choices that seemed harmless, yet slowly slipped out of my grasp. My beloved child, I have never left. I have followed each of your steps, silently, without turning my eyes away. I see the moments when you grow tired, the moments when you hesitate, the moments when your soul wrestles in pain known only to you. I see the times you struggle between what is right and what is easy. I know you are not evil, but you have been swept along by a current cleverly laid by the enemy, by his twisted wisdom and ruthless patience. And because I know this, I will not stay silent. I cannot sit still while the child I love is drawn into a spiral of destruction. I call to you not with thunderous roars or blinding flashes, but with the gentle pleading of a father who refuses to lose you. I remind you, you are not trapped. There is still a way out. You can still stop, turn back, and reclaim the light you once knew. It is never too late to return. as long as you can still hear my voice. Do you know? The most dangerous thing is not the obvious sins, but the hardening of the heart when you stop feeling remorse, when you become accustomed to the soft darkness. The enemy wants you to stop fighting. He wants you to stop desiring truth. He wants your heart to grow cold, insensitive to my voice, devoid of longing for purity, unafraid of losing the light. But I believe in you. I know you still sense my presence, even if it's only a sigh in the night, or a silence your soul cannot explain. That is where I touch you to remind you that you are a child of the light, a creation made to live in truth and freedom, not in the hazy darkness of compromise. Do not let weariness or self-judgment keep you silent before me. Do not think you must be strong before you can come close. I am not waiting for your perfection. I only need your return with a simple longing. With a decisive heart, I want to hear you. Father, that is all, and I will do the rest. I will cleanse, heal, and guide you through every snare, no matter how cleverly disguised. My child, if today you hear my voice, do not delay. Do not say, tomorrow. The enemy always wants you to wait one more step. But the truth is, one more step may already be too far. I want you to hold fast to your heart, because I know you were created to walk in victory not by your own strength, but through my love and my power. I have never stopped loving you. No matter how far you've gone, there is no wound too deep for me to heal. There is no darkness too thick for my light to pierce. But I need you to stop, to listen, to recognize, and to choose the way home. Because when you return, you will not only find me, you will find yourself again. You will see that you are still the one I love, the one I chose, the one I will never abandon. And the beginning of your new path is this very moment where you dare to listen to my voice and let me lead you. My beloved child, there are moments in a human life when everything that once felt ordinary suddenly becomes heavy and confusing. There are times when you pause, look back at the road you've traveled, and cannot explain why you feel so distant from me. You cannot pinpoint the moment you began to stray. But deep down, you know a door was opened, a door not from me, not from light, but from a subtle, deceptive darkness. And now, you feel it clearly. Something is wrong, and you are facing the consequences. Perhaps it wasn't intentional. Perhaps it was just one small decision, one seemingly harmless choice, a relationship that didn't seem wrong, a silence where you should have spoken truth, a nod to temptation when you were weary and lacked the strength to resist. Maybe it was when your heart no longer burned for my presence as it once did. My words no longer moved you. Your soul no longer trembled when you heard me whisper. And like a slow-flowing stream, a quiet coldness seeped into your heart, making you indifferent to the sacred. I see all of it. My child, I see every subtle movement of your soul that even you cannot recognize. I see your exhaustion as you battle day after day against pressure, temptation, loneliness no one understands. I see you torn between staying on the right path and the deep craving to just rest, even for a moment. And I understand that sometimes, in a moment of weakness, in a gentle word from the world, you opened a door. That door didn't shout. It didn't raise alarms. It opened just enough to let something in. A connection was made. A verdict was written not because I desired to punish you, but because that door invited consequences that could not be avoided. Evil, once welcomed, will not stand still. It will seek to dominate, manipulate, and ultimately destroy. But my child, I do not say this to scare you. I do not appear to threaten or condemn. I come to remind you that even though a verdict has been written, even though the door was open to darkness, I am still your father. And nothing, absolutely nothing in this world, can stop me from loving you, from reaching into the whirlwind to rescue you. Do not think that one moment of weakness robbed you of your value. Do not think that one act of turning away made me erase your name from my heart. No, my child, my love for you is not conditioned on your perfection. It does not diminish because of momentary failings. But that love calls you to awaken to recognize what is happening so you can step out of it. You must understand, not every verdict is final. I am the one who holds destiny. And if you return, if you step into the light, if you repent with your whole heart, then I will rewrite your story. The verdict can be overturned. The door once opened can be shut forever. What crept in can be cast out by my power. But what I need is your heart soft, sincere, and willing to come back. My beloved child, I am calling you not for the first time, and perhaps not for the last, but this time with an urgency, a tenderness, and a love overflowing from the depths of my heart. I do not call you to accuse or to judge, but to save you from what you cannot yet see, from wounds you have not yet recognized, from losses I know will come if you continue to turn away. If you keep ignoring the voice of your Father echoing within your soul, my child, I have already seen what you have not even imagined. I see the steps you are taking toward the edge of a cliff, thinking it is just an ordinary path. I see the tears that have not yet fallen, the pain you have not yet endured, the consequences waiting at the end of a path chosen in error. And it breaks my heart not because you are lost, but because I know you can avoid all of this. If only you would pause and listen. There are sufferings that need not happen. There are breakdowns that can absolutely be prevented. There are wounds, losses, and doors that slam shut, none of which have to be. If only you would let me enter. I do not want to see you crushed beneath burdens that my love could have lifted. I do not want to watch you endure long, hopeless nights just because you did not allow me to act. I can do this. I can rescue you. Still the storm. Redirect your life. But I need your heart to open. My love does not force itself. I never invade a heart that has not welcomed me in. I never pull someone back who still longs to run. But my child, I am standing here. My hand is reaching out. My voice is calling your name. And my heart is waiting, still waiting for you to choose to return. Not in fear, but in trust. Not because you feel defeated, but because you finally see there is no place in this world that can offer you true life apart from me. You may think, I've heard these words before, so many times, but my child, this time is different. This is not a familiar message. This is a turning point, a sacred milestone in your journey. This is not a vague inspiration meant to touch you for a moment and be forgotten. This is a solemn truth I long for you to absorb deep into your soul. What will happen if you keep turning away? What will become of you if you stubbornly walk forward without me? The answer is not found in judgment, but in loss, the loss of yourself, the loss of purpose, the loss of the eternal life I have already prepared for you. You cannot imagine, my child, how many beautiful things have been lost in the lives of so many, simply because they ignored my voice. So many lives that once seemed radiant have been swallowed by darkness just because they thought, it's fine, just for a while. But I do not want you to be among them. You were created to live truly, to live fully, to live in the light, to live in unshakable love. And right now, I am setting before you a new path, not an easy one, but the right one. Not the old worn trail of repetition and brokenness, but the path of renewal, of restoration, of beginning again with me. My beloved child, do not let the disappointments of your past cause you to doubt the present. Do not let old wounds hinder your faith today. What has happened has no power over what is to come. If only you let me take your hand, no matter how far you've gone, no matter how many times you've grown weary. Today, this very moment, is still a real opportunity to turn back. And when you do, you will see that I have never left you. Do not dismiss what is stirring in your heart as you hear these words. Do not think this is just a fleeting emotion. It is my Spirit who is moving within you, reigniting the flame of hope. I am not calling you to frighten you, but to pull you out from something whose danger you have not fully seen. I am calling you not to control you, but to rescue you, not to imprison you, but to lead you into true freedom, freedom from sin, from burdens, from the silent forces destroying you from within. Choose to return. My child, step into the light. Let me enter the dark corners you've locked away. Let me touch the wounds you've been afraid to show. Let me do what only I can do, save you from what has not yet happened but surely will. If you do not stop now, I do not promise a life without trials, but I do promise you will never be alone. I do not promise you will never stumble, but I promise to always be there to lift you up. I do not promise you will never cry, but I promise those tears will be wiped away by my own hand, and they will not be in vain. My child, a new door is opening, a new beginning, a new life, a future, unlike the past you've known. But all of that becomes real only if you reach out and take my hand. And when you do, heaven will rejoice. All of eternity will tremble with joy, because one soul has returned. And in that place starting today, you will no longer be one who wanders, but one who is led by the unchanging love of your Father. My precious child, there are things in life that seem like blessings, but are in fact golden chains. There are dazzling successes, sweet praises, and opportunities that appear to come from above. But deep down, they are clever traps designed to make your heart grow cold, to keep you distant from me. I want you to know this. Not all wealth comes from me. Not everything that looks beautiful, favorable, or expansive comes from the source of light. There are things born of darkness, and the most frightening thing is this: they can make you believe you are being blessed. The enemy is subtle. My child, he does not always destroy through suffering. He can use prosperity to numb the soul. He knows that a heart full of pride, comfort, and abundance is quick to forget its need for me. He knows that if you feel like nothing is lacking, you will stop praying. If you no longer stumble, you will stop learning to lean on me. If life seems all good, you will slowly stop seeking my living presence. I have seen many of my children deceived in this way. They think they are living in grace, but in truth, they've drifted far from me. They believe they are walking in the light, but that light brings no warmth to the soul. It only blinds the eyes. My child, I do not oppose wealth. I am the one who blesses, who opens the heavens, who causes your cup to overflow. But I bless so that your heart may cling more deeply to me, not so that you feel you no longer need me. One who has never lacked anything will struggle to value what is freely given. One who has never faced despair will not understand the sweetness of true hope. And one who has never cried out from the depths of their soul will never know that I am near, always ready to answer, That is why, at times, I allow narrow and winding paths, not because I've abandoned you, but because I want to draw you closer, not because I make things hard for you, but because I want to teach you to walk by faith, not by feelings. My child, my presence is the most precious inheritance you could ever have. Not money, not status, not the praise of men, all of that will pass away. But my presence is eternal. It is the inner strength that helps you stand in the storm. It is the place where you find yourself in the chaos of the world. And to have that, you must learn to walk not by sight, but by faith in me, even when you see nothing at all. I know you desire good things for your life. I do not condemn that. But I long for you to remember what is best is not what makes you richer, more famous, or more comfortable, but what draws you closer to me. If a door opens that leads you away from me, it is not a blessing. If a relationship causes you to close your heart to me, it is not true love. If a dream makes you forget my voice, it is not a calling from heaven. My beloved, do not trade my presence for things that will not last. Do not let the praises of the world deafen your ears to my voice. Do not let false lights keep you from recognizing the true light. And above all, never believe you are fine just because everything seems good. The most precious thing is that you still pray each day, that your tears still fall when you hear my voice, that you still long to seek me more than the world. You may now be admired by many. You may be walking in abundance. Everything around you may be smooth sailing. But pause for a moment, my child, and ask your soul, Father, am I still near you? Let me be the mirror that reflects your soul, so you may know what is real and what is not. Ask me to open your spiritual eyes, so you are not deceived by what only appears good on the outside. I do not want you to live in fear, but neither do I want you to live in illusion. I want you to live in wisdom, a wisdom born from learning to listen, to discern, to choose me even when the world offers better options. My child, if you gain the whole world but lose my presence, you have nothing. But if you have me, though you have nothing else, you have everything. And I am here, always here, waiting for you to return if you've lost your way, waiting for you to cry out if you are falling, waiting for you to say, Father, please don't let me be seduced by what is false. And when you do, I will once again lead you, take your hand, and renew your soul with life from heaven. My beloved child, remember, my dear child, not all wealth is a sign of blessing, and not all poverty is a sign of failure. The most precious treasure is that you remain close to me and that I remain the only source of your life. That is the kind of richness that can never be taken away. It is the treasure that no enemy can steal from your hands when you choose to hold on to me with all your heart. My beloved child, I know there are moments when you sit in silence in the darkness, your tears falling quietly upon your pillow where no one can see. I know there are long nights when you lift your eyes to the heavens and ask, Father, why do the righteous suffer? Why must those who follow your ways still be wounded? Why do the wicked seem to live at ease? While I, trying only to do what is right, feel like I am endlessly tested, I hear all those whispered questions, every sob, every breath heavy with sorrow. I understand more deeply than anyone else. And today, I want you to pause and listen, not with your ears, but with your heart. The suffering of the righteous is never meaningless. My child, you may not understand now, but behind every tear is a sacred work I am quietly building. Some of the greatest things are born only through the fire of trials. Certain virtues like perseverance, unwavering faith, Unconditional love cannot grow on smooth and easy ground. You must pass through the night to know how precious the light is. You must feel the cold to treasure gentle warmth. And you must endure wounds to truly grasp the heart of the one who was pierced out of love for you. I do not turn a blind eye to the pain of the righteous. My child, I am never indifferent. Not a single tear falls without my notice. Not a single prayer rises without reaching my heart. I know that at times, you feel your words dissolve into the air, unheard. But child, there are silences where faith is strengthened. There are seasons of waiting that teach you to trust me fully, not your circumstances. The world often thinks that living rightly will lead to easy rewards. But remember, I never promised you a smooth road. I promised that if you walk with me, you will not be burned though you pass through fire. You will not be swept away though you pass through floods, and even if you weep. There will be a time when I wipe every tear from your eyes with my own hand. I am the faithful one who never takes back a promise. You see, the righteous are not the perfect ones, but the ones who choose to believe, to love, to do what is right even when it costs them. I cherish them because they do not yield to evil. They do not trade their souls for fleeting comfort. They know that the glory of this life is nothing compared to the eternal glory I have prepared for them. And I, the one who sees all, will not let their pain go to waste. My precious child, perhaps today you are carrying wounds of the heart, of the mind, or in your body. Perhaps you are striving to endure disappointment, betrayal, loneliness, or sweet but dangerous temptations. Perhaps you have done right, lived righteously, kept your heart pure, but life has not rewarded you as you expected. But child, the true reward is not found in this world, it is in my hands, where no thief can steal, where every effort is recorded, where every drop of sweat becomes glory. I have never abandoned a righteous one, even when they feel forsaken. I am there walking beside them in silence, lifting their spirit when they can no longer stand. I never allow pain to exceed what they can endure, and when I permit you to face trials, I also provide the strength to overcome them. I have never let a storm last forever. The sun will rise after the darkest night. Joy will return after tears. Hope will be rekindled from the ashes. So do not lose heart. My child, do not think your pain is pointless. Do not believe you are fighting alone. Do not let the laughter of the wicked shake your trust in my justice. Do not let my delayed answer make you abandon prayer. I am still working silently, patiently out of love for you. Everything you are going through has a purpose. And one day, when you look back, you will see it was all necessary to shape you into the person I destined you to become. I am so proud of you, of every step you take, even when you're weary, of every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, of every moment you choose faith instead of giving up. You may not see it, but heaven is quietly rejoicing every time you do the right thing in secret. The angels are surrounding you, upholding you with unceasing prayer. And I, the one who made you in love, am holding your soul every day, whispering, my child, stay strong. I am here. I see it all. And your reward will be great. Keep living righteously. Even when no one sees, keep believing. Even when there is no sign, keep being faithful. Even when you feel nothing. For I, the faithful, merciful, and Almighty One, never break my promises. I have never allowed a single seed sown in tears to fail to rise in joy. And I will not let your pain pass by meaninglessly. I will turn it into strength. I will use it to bring salvation to many through your life. I will write a wondrous story in which you are the quiet hero who chose to trust me when everyone else said not to. And that story will bring glory to me and eternal reward to you. For I, your father, always keep my word. My beloved child, there are things in this life that seem unfair, paradoxes that confuse and trouble your heart. You look at the world and see those who care nothing for me, living in luxury and comfort, lacking nothing. You see the righteous and faithful quietly walking through fire, facing hardship, illness, and invisible wounds that no one understands. And a question rises in your heart: why does the Father allow this? Why do those who love Him not live in peace and abundance like others? But today, I want you to hear the depths of my heart, a truth you can only understand by placing your full trust in me. I am in control of everything. Nothing happens outside the gaze of my loving eyes and divine providence. You see the surface, but I see into the depths of the soul. Outwardly, people may wear the mask of wealth and success, but inside they carry burdens invisible to the eye. There is success that comes from me, shaped by faith, obedience, and grace. But there is also success bought with the price of a soul, with compromise, with separation from me. And anything gained apart from me will come at a terrible cost. Do you think injustice is making the righteous suffer? But have you ever considered that sometimes suffering is the very thing that keeps a soul from being lost forever? Some, if everything were easy, would never return to me. They would drown in abundance, forgetting that their souls are dying. They would live as if they do not need me, believing they have enough. But the soul cannot live on bread alone. They think palaces are blessings, but do not know that the desert is the school of the Spirit. My beloved, it is not that I delight in suffering. My heart aches with you, but I see what you do not yet see. I know that if everything you wished came easily, if every prayer was answered instantly, if life only flowed smoothly, then your heart would slowly drift away from me. You would love the blessings more than the giver. You would chase after what fades and lose the eternal communion with me. That, to me, is the greatest heartbreak. Not that you lack money, but that you lose your soul. My child, it is in the desert that you learn endurance. In affliction, you sense supernatural strength. In weakness, you learn to fully lean on me. And in tears, you come to know there is an eternal shoulder, always ready to hold you. These are things that palaces cannot teach, abundance cannot teach, power and fame cannot teach. Only in lack does your heart soften. Only when there's nothing else to cling to do you grasp my hand tightly. My beloved child, I do not create suffering, but I use it as a tool to transform your soul. I do not harm you, but I allow you to walk through trials so that you may become stronger, deeper, and more mature. Do not mistake my silence for abandonment. Do not assume delay means denial. Sometimes, I am working quietly in the hidden places, training your faith, deepening your spiritual roots, preparing you for a calling far greater than anything you are imagining right now. Every sorrow you endure is not meaningless. It is a brick I lay in the foundation of your life. It is a testimony of a love that does not pamper, but one that shapes your soul through truth. And do you know something, my child? When you endure without complaining, when you continue to trust even without seeing results, when you choose to love even when wounded, that is when you resemble me the most. That is when your light shines brightest in the darkness, and the world sees something different, a soul refined in fire, Never think that your life is an exception. No, you are not forgotten, not abandoned, not treated unjustly. Your life is part of my loving plan. I am writing a story in which every line has meaning. And one day, when you look back, you will see not a single tear was wasted. Not a single pain was pointless. Not a single night failed to lead toward dawn. I am the one who turns ashes into beauty, coal into diamonds, and long nights into glorious light. So, my beloved child, do not compare yourself to others. Do not judge their lives by what appears on the outside. Do not long for things that do not come from me. Instead, fix your eyes on me, the one who holds all things, who knows exactly what you need, and who will never allow you to be tested beyond your strength. Let your faith rest not in your circumstances, but in my unchanging love. And trust this, I, your Father, will always be there, walking with you through every season, turning even your deepest wounds into the most beautiful treasures of your soul. My dear child, there have been moments when you walked through the thick darkness of trials, where no one could understand the pain you carried within. There were days when your words were dismissed, your faithfulness questioned, and you yourself deemed worthless and a failure. The eyes that once looked upon you with scorn, the words that tore your heart to pieces, seemed to seal away every last hope. But remember this, my child, I saw it all. I heard every silent sob, counted every hidden tear, and more than that, I never left you. Not even for a moment. You are not forgotten. Your story does not end where the pain began. Those who saw you in hardship, those who mocked and doubted you, will one day stand in awe of something far beyond their imagination. The glorious transformation I am bringing forth in you. They thought your story would end in failure, shame, and darkness. But they forgot that I am the one holding the pen, and the final page was never theirs to write. They do not know that in the very moment they concluded your story, I was opening a brand new chapter, a chapter of glory, of restoration, of triumph. Beloved child, your victory does not come from your own strength, not from the world, nor from the approval of others. It comes from me, the one who lifted you when you fell, who cradled you when no one stood beside you, and who patiently built a new creation within you, even when everything outside seemed shattered. I do not promise you will never be hurt, but I do promise that your pain will never be in vain. I do not guarantee you will never make mistakes, but I pledge to use even your missteps to lead you to the place I have destined for you. For I am the Father of mercy, the one who rewrites the pages that once seemed ruined. You may not see it right now. Everything might still seem tangled, without clear answers. But do not let the silence dishearten you. Do not let temporary darkness hide the eternal light I have prepared for you. Behind the veil of the present, a marvelous work is being built. Nothing you have gone through is wasted. Every wound has contributed to the making of a soul that is stronger, deeper, and more like my image. The transformation you thought impossible, I have already set it in motion. The seed has been sown in tears, and the harvest of joy is drawing near. The world may forget you, but I will never forget you. You may be misjudged and misunderstood, but I see the depths of your heart. You may feel like nothing but ashes, but in my eyes, you are a precious gem I have searched for and will never forsake. Do not measure your worth by the gaze of others. Do not let their judgment imprison your soul. Remember this, what I touch, I transform. What I begin, I will complete. And you, You are one of my most beloved masterpieces. My child, the day will come when every eye that once looked down on you will have to acknowledge that you rose, that you overcame, that you were changed by a hand not of this world. They will see me in your life not because you sought revenge, but because my presence and grace upon you will speak louder than any defense. What others thought were periods of finality, I will turn into commas that begin a whole new life. A life not limited by failures, not bound by painful memories, but set free in the fullness of true life in me. And in this new chapter, you will walk no longer as the person you once were. The wounds that once broke you will now become badges of triumph. The tears once shed in loneliness will become tears of joy. The mocking laughter from the past will be replaced by awe at the miracle unfolding within you. Not for your glory, but for mine, the one who never gave up on you. Even when you doubted yourself again and again, trust me, my beloved, take my hand. Even if you cannot see the road ahead clearly, walk forward with the faith that each day is a day I am doing something new. Let your heart be healed. Let hope be reborn in you. And let your life become a living testimony to the world that when someone places their trust in me, though they may begin in tears, they will end in abundant life and blessing. This is your story, a story being rewritten by my unchanging love. A story that does not end in defeat, but begins in glory. A story watched by heaven itself. And I, your Father, am writing every line with love and power. I love you. I have always loved you. And I will not stop until you become everything I dreamed of for you since the beginning. My beloved child, there are things in life that people often see as random, but in my eyes, everything is part of a divine preparation. Every tear you have quietly shed has never been meaningless. Every silent sacrifice you have offered, every whispered prayer in the darkness, every time you placed others before yourself, I have remembered them all. Not a single act of love done out of kindness has escaped my sight. Not a single prayer of yours has been lost among the multitudes of cries. I have kept them all in my heart. And now, my child, the time has come for me to turn my promises into reality. You have lived through long days sustained only by hope, long nights that felt hopeless, when you questioned if anyone could hear your voice, if anyone cared about the faithfulness you tried so hard to preserve. And today I answer you. I have heard. I have followed your every step, even when you no longer had the strength to lift your eyes. And that is why this moment, this season of response, is arriving. The promises I once made to you, the dreams you once carried in your heart, are no longer distant echoes suspended in the heavens. They are becoming tangible, real, and alive. You will see my hand at work. You will witness my promise become a miracle. The harvest you once only dared to imagine will now become a radiant reality. But my child, listen closely to the warning from my heart. Not everyone will be ready to receive it. Not everyone around you will understand, rejoice, or support what I am doing. Some people have grown used to seeing you in your suffering. Some feel safer when you remain within your old limits, your old image as someone weak, forgotten, and easy to pity. And when I raise you up, when I bring blessings upon you, when new life bursts forth in you, it will unsettle some, even disturb them. They will question, they will doubt, they will speak words meant to make you hesitate. But do not let your heart be shaken by their reactions. The blessing I give does not require the approval of others. I do not act according to popular opinion. I act according to the holiness and perfect love I have set apart just for you. You may feel lonely in the midst of change, but you are not alone. I am walking beside you. And you must remember, restoration is not just a reward, it is a testimony. What I am doing in your life is not only to bring you joy, but to let the world witness my power and faithfulness. Those who once doubted, dismissed, or overlooked your faith, soon they will be witnesses to heaven's reversal. The transformation I bring will leave no room for denial that you have always been in my hand, that I am the one who raised you from a place no one thought you could rise from. Remember the seeds you have sown in silence, in sacrifice, in tears. You helped when no one noticed. You forgave when you had every right to be angry. You loved when you were met only with coldness. You prayed when you saw no change. I have seen it all. Not one act of love was in vain. Not one sacrifice was wasted. What you sowed in sorrow, you will now reap in joy. The harvest is coming. My beloved, not the kind of harvest the world offers where you must fight for your portion, but a harvest from me, the one who knows every fracture in your heart and who longs to fill each one with glory. You do not need to be worthy by human standards. You only need to be faithful and willing for me to act. Do not be troubled when others do not receive the new thing I am doing. Hold fast to your faith. Stand firm on the path I have led you on. For what I begin, I will finish, and no one can stop it, not people, not words, not doubts. I know that change sometimes frightens you. I know you may wonder, am I worthy? Can I hold on to what you've given me? But remember, my child, it is not you holding on to the blessing, it is I who am holding on to you. Your strength does not lie in your abilities, but in the one you have placed your trust in. And if you are in me, then no one can lose you. No one can take away what I have prepared for you. No word can erase what I have spoken, and no power under heaven can stop the work I am doing in you. So when people say you are not worthy, let your life be the answer. When they question why blessings have come to you, let my love in you be the response. When they wait for you to fall again, let my endurance and glory in you silence them. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to keep walking with me, day by day, moment by moment, with a faith that is simple yet unwavering. And you will see all the promises that once echoed like distant whispers will now come alive. You will live in the season of answers. You will behold the impossible become possible. You will reap with the same hands that once trembled in prayer. You will walk in light after having endured a long darkness. And through it all, I will remain the one who walks with you, the one who blesses, the one who strengthens, the one who loves you with a love that never ends. My beloved child, this life often leads you down unexpected paths, through roads you did not choose and never hoped for. There are days you wake up and no longer recognize yourself amidst the whirlwinds of events, amidst the pain, the difficult choices, and the doors that seem firmly shut. At times, you look around and wonder, why me? Why must I endure so much? Did I take the wrong path? Or have you forgotten me? Lord, but I say to you, my precious child, not a single step you take escapes my sight. Not a single circumstance comes to you without my foreknowledge. Every detail you experience, whether simple joy or deep sorrow, I fully understand. I saw you even before you entered the trial. I knew you would wrestle with confusions too heavy to name. And even when you do not understand all that is happening, I am there, never distant, never silent, never indifferent. Life does not always follow the path you long for. My child, at times, the most painful experiences are the very roads that lead you into true life. The detours that leave you reeling are the ways I use to bring you out of what no longer fits your journey. The wounds that seem to tear you apart are the very places where I plant the seeds of greater healing. Every moment that seems meaningless holds a deep and hidden purpose that only in the time I choose will you fully understand. No pain is ever wasted. Not a single tear that falls from your eyes escapes my notice. You may not see the meaning in all that you are enduring, but I see it clearly, and I will never let anything in your life be in vain. You may be carrying a burden that no one else can truly comprehend. Perhaps you are smiling through heartbreak, holding on to faith amid rejection, walking forward even when your soul has no strength left. But my dear child, I know. I not only see your struggle, I am right there with you, carrying the weight with you, aching with you, lifting you each time you collapse. When you feel like you're falling into a dark abyss with no way out, it is I who reach down and catch you. When you can no longer see the light to take another step, I am the hidden flame still burning in your heart, igniting hope. When everything around you becomes uncertain and blurred, I remain the unshakable foundation you can trust without fear. Do not be afraid. My child, do not fear what you cannot understand. Do not fear the dark days. Do not fear the losses. For even when you walk through the valley of shadows, I am the one who goes before you, walks with you, and prepares something beautiful waiting ahead. Every time you have no strength left to move, I will become the very legs that carry you. Every time all the doors seem closed, I will open a path no one can shut. Every time doubt surrounds you like a storm, I will be your one sure refuge. You may have believed that the future is something you must build alone, something only your efforts can achieve. But I say to you, I am already in your future. I not only know what will happen, I have arranged everything so that you may grow, be refined, and be prepared to receive things far more wonderful than you could ever imagine. Right now, you may only see a barren wilderness, but beyond that lies the promised land. You may only hear silence, but after the silence comes the song of resurrection. And through all of that journey, you are never alone. There will be times when you grow weary because others do not understand you. There may be people who walk away because they cannot see your worth. But I see. I have never judged you through the shallow eyes of the world. I know exactly who you are. I know your heart. And I know the magnificent potential I have placed within your soul before you were ever born. You are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten among the multitudes. You are a part of my sacred plan, chosen, loved, and upheld. So, my beloved child, be courageous and keep moving forward. Let me hold your hand, even when you do not understand the road ahead. Remember that I am the one who designed that road. And if I go before you, you can walk in peace no matter where the road turns. You don't need to know how everything will unfold, only that I never change. And my love for you is everlasting, unshakable in every circumstance. Life may leave you confused, but don't let that make you forget that you belong to me. And if you belong to me, then nothing, no pain, no trial, no wound can stop you from reaching the life I have prepared for you. Even in your weakest moments, I remain strong for you. Even when you feel like you have nothing left, I am still everything you need. Therefore, my precious child, stand firm, keep trusting. Let your heart open so I may do something new within you. Let me heal, transform, and lift you into places you've never even dreamed of. For this journey, though it may be hard, is never meaningless. With me beside you, you will never be lost. And in every step, every breath, every day, yes, even now I am working miracles. Right now, in you, and for you. Amen. As my child, know that I am always beside you in every moment, reminding you to live continually in faith and in the love I have for you. Follow and turn on notifications so you will not miss a single word I speak from the heavens. Amen.